Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. Franco Cristaldi promised to make Claudia Cardinale a star. Instead, he controlled every part of her life for 9 years. She couldn't choose her roles or speak freely. When she finally escaped in 1975, she made a shocking discovery. All the money she earned was gone. Every penny went to his company. But the financial control was nothing compared to what else he made her do. Years later, she revealed the darkest truth about their relationship. It involved powerful men, secret meetings, and demands no actress should ever face. Claudia Cardinale was born on April 15, 1938 in Laguilat, a seaside town near Tunis. It wasn't an ordinary place. It was full of different cultures living side by side. Her father, Francesco, was from Sicily and worked as a railwayman. Her mother, Yolande, came from Tripoli, which was part of Italian Libya back then. Most people around them spoke different languages. At home, they spoke French, Sicilian, and Tunisian Arabic, all mixed together. Italians made up about 35 to 40% of the people in Laguilat at the time, and the whole area had been shaped by Italian immigrants since the 1800s. There were Italian schools, Italian banks, and Italian newspapers. People even called it Little Sicily. Claudia grew up hearing different accents, seeing different traditions, and learning how to understand people from every background. That gave her something rare. It made her see the world in more than one way. When Claudia was just 4, the war came closer. Between 1942 and 1943, Allied planes dropped bombs over Tunisia as they tried to break Axis control. Her neighborhood, close to the port, became a target. Claudia and her family would hide in bomb shelters, waiting for the loud sirens to stop. She saw buildings fall and flames rising. By May 1943, Tunisia was taken by British forces, but not before the land was torn apart. Over 267,000 Axis soldiers surrendered, and many civilians were caught in the crossfire. Those bombings weren't just loud noises. To her, they stayed in her heart. They shaped how brave she became later on. She went to school in Carthage at San Jose de la Paris. It was supposed to be one of the best schools, but it was hard. Her classmates made fun of her Sicilian accent and called her family fascists because they were Italian. Claudia didn't act like other girls. She refused makeup. She wore black clothes every day and kept her hair short. Teachers didn't understand her. Her classmates didn't either. She fought back a lot, literally. She got in fights and was punished for it. But even then, she was smart. She studied hard. She did well in school alongside her younger sister, Blanche. All that pain she felt, all the rejection, gave her a fire inside. She learned how to go against the rules, how to stand her ground, and how to speak without fear. That became part of her both in life and in every movie she ever made. Her family didn't have much money. Her father's railway job meant they had to move often. Sometimes she'd be living in one town, then another. There were 6 of them in the family, packed into small railway apartments. Claudia often had to share a bed with her siblings. To help feed the family, she worked in local markets after school, selling vegetables and translating between Arabic and French. Her mother did laundry for richer families and took in sewing work to make ends meet. Even though Yolande's family once had a shipbuilding business back in Trapani, that wealth was long gone. Claudia didn't grow up with fame or comfort. She learned to survive and adjust. That would later help her in a world that eats people alive. She first fell in love with movies by sneaking into the theaters in Tunis. American films dubbed in French were like windows to another world. She became obsessed. with Rita Hayworth and Gilda and the lady from Shanghai. Her parents hated it. They called movies sinful and said Hollywood would ruin her. But she didn't care. She used the little money she made to buy tickets. She memorized lines, copied the dances, and dreamed in secret. Later, she would say those movies gave her hope. They made her believe there was something more beyond Tunisia, beyond her strict Catholic upbringing. She also admired Marlon Brando's raw acting in A Streetcar Named Desire. That made her want roles that had depth and danger. But the more she loved cinema, the more her parents pulled away. Especially her father. He wanted her to be a teacher. What she wanted felt like betrayal. In 1957, when Claudia was around 18 or 19, everything changed by accident. She was at an Italian film event when a teacher pushed her onto the stage for a beauty contest. She didn't even want to be in it. But when she stepped out, everyone noticed her. She won the title of Most Beautiful Italian Girl in Tunisia. The prize was a trip to the Venice Film Festival. She wore a green bikini, smiled at the cameras, and thought it was just a game. But those photos changed everything. Producers started calling. Movie offers came in. She looked calm on the outside, but something dark was happening inside her that no one could see. That same year, something terrible happened. Claudia was raped by a man who was about 10 years older. He wasn't someone she knew. He tricked her into getting into a car. She later told an Italian journalist in 2017, "He forced me." When she found out she was pregnant, the man came back and told her to get rid of the baby, but she refused. She sank into depression. She wanted to quit acting. She even wanted to end her life. The pregnancy was kept secret from everyone. When her parents found out, they were furious. Her father didn't speak to her for a long time. She gave birth to her son Patrick in London. In October 1958. Her mother came eventually, but the pain never left. Then came Franco Cristaldi, a powerful producer who offered her a 7-year contract. It sounded like a dream, but it wasn't. She didn't get the money. He did. He controlled everything. He told her what to wear, how much she could weigh, who she could talk to. And the worst part was that he made her pretend her son was her younger brother. For 9 years, she kept that lie going. She later said their relationship felt like she was his employee, not his partner. She had to call him by his last name. She wasn't in love. She felt trapped. Patrick didn't even know she was his mother until he turned 19. Her first film was Goa in 1958 with Omar Sharif. It was filmed in both French and Arabic, which made everything harder. Every scene had to be done twice. Claudia struggled with acting in the language. She left her film school after just 1 term. She felt lost. She even thought about leaving acting completely. The magazine Epica wrote about her sudden decision, turning her into a mystery. On set, people from different cultures clashed. She was only 20, pregnant, scared, and trying to keep her secret safe. The next year, in 1959, she faced another crisis. While filming upstairs and downstairs, someone leaked nude photos of her without her consent. The scandal exploded. Italian newspapers covered it for weeks. Conservative groups wanted her banned. The images not only exposed her body, but also came close to revealing her son's existence. Cristaldi had to step in with his connections to stop her career from ending before it had even really begun. In 1960, she starred in Al Antonio with Morello Mastroianni. It told the Story of a man who couldn't perform in bed and the shame it brought in Sicilian society. Claudia played Barbara, his wife. The topic was so shocking for the time that police had to guard the film's premieres. The Vatican condemned it, but Claudia's performance was praised. She showed pain and confusion without using her body. The film won awards including the Golden Leopard in Locarno. In 1961, she took on a complex role in Girl with a Suitcase. She played Ada, a nightclub singer chased by a teenager. Behind the camera, things were rough. The director pushed her hard emotionally. Cristaldi still controlled her life. She had to pretend Patrick was her brother the entire time. The pressure was unbearable. Still, she won a David Donatello Award for the film, but it came at a heavy cost. Then came Car 2 in 1962, a historical adventure with Jean-Paul Belmondo. During one scene with horses and cannon fire, Claudia's horse panicked and threw her. She hit her head hard. She was unconscious for 6 hours. People feared she might die or be disfigured. Filming stopped for 3 weeks. The movie later made over 3.6 million admissions in France, but it nearly ended her career and life. In 1963, she acted in The Girl of Boo, a political film about a woman who stays loyal to her communist lover. It made right-wing extremists furious. Claudia got death threats. Some people even planned to hurt her at the film's premiere. She had to be protected by bodyguards. Even after she won the Nastro D'Argento Award for Best Actress, the threats didn't stop. But she didn't back down. That film showed how bold she had become. Later that same year, in Careless, she was forced into nude scenes that weren't in the script. Her contract gave Cristaldi total control. She tried to say no. They threatened her. She had to do intimate scenes while Cristaldi watched. She said it was psychological violence. She was still forbidden to tell anyone that Patrick was her son. Every part of her was managed like a product. She later called it the worst time in her life. In 1965, things got even more controversial when she starred in Vag Stella d'Orsa. It wasn't just a normal drama. It was about a woman who rekindles a sexual relationship with her brother. The censors around the world panicked. Some countries banned it completely. Others allowed it, but only after cutting several scenes. The movie still won the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival, but the scandal followed her everywhere. People didn't know how to handle the mix of incest, grief, and family trauma on screen. During that same period, she was filming 812 with Federico Fellini. And while the movie became a classic, the emotional cost for Cardinale was brutal. Fellini used her insecurities against her. He mocked her heritage by calling her My Little Tunisian and used her real fears and background in the film's narrative. She was essentially playing a version of herself, hurt, confused, questioning love, and all of it mirrored how she really felt being used and pushed around by the director. She later said she felt like a goddess he expected to clean up his chaotic mind. Then came The Professionals in 1966. The set was a physical nightmare. Temperatures reached 117 degrees in the Nevada desert and Cardinale suffered repeated heat exhaustion and even needed medical care. Her arguments with the director, Richard Brooks, became legendary. She believed the rewrites were stripping her character of depth and she wasn't quiet about it. At the same time, the tabloid world was swirling with rumors about her and Burt Lancaster. Their chemistry during the filming of The Leopard had been noticed, and even though she never confirmed anything, the rumors helped her. She used them to push back on Cristaldi's contract and got better roles and better pay in return. It was the beginning of her fighting back. In 1964 during Circus World, she had to work with John Wayne. What happened there left a scar. Wayne made racist comments about her being foreign, calling her that foreign girl and doubting whether Europeans had any place in American films. Cardinale was only 26, but she didn't stay silent. She confronted him during a dinner scene and told him she'd never work with someone who judged by nationality. True to her word, she later turned down 2 more film offers with Wayne. It cost her $500,000, but she refused to sacrifice her dignity. That same year, Universal offered her a $2.80 million contract to become a full-time Hollywood star. They wanted to train her accent away, move her to Los Angeles, and have her work only on American films. It would have made her one of the highest-paid actresses in the world. She shocked everyone by turning it down. "I'm a European actress," she said years later, and she meant it. Her refusal forced the studio to change how it dealt with European stars. Others followed her lead. In 1965, she filmed Blindfold with Rock Hudson. No one knew at the time that Hudson was already sick. He collapsed during a scene, and the studio tried to hide it.